Hey, how are you guys doing today? So, we're back on Cyrene, which will be on for a considerable amount of time. Let me show you where we're located today, real quick. I believe it's considered, maybe the supply, no, it's one of these little staging areas. It probably is the staging area. And so I'll jump down here, we'll check exactly. Yep, arc staging area, superhero jump down, doesn't take much damage. I'll show you where we get the missions. Right off the bat, we're going to take the mission for the manufacture weapons and the tailoring skill. I'm also going to grab this mining mission. I usually do the mining missions daily too. They're worth doing. I won't do that on stream probably, but I am going to grab it right now. And we'll click that out. So right off the bat, we run in here. These are absolutely worth doing if you're pursuing trying to bring up your tailoring or your weapon manufacturing skills. So we're going to go for a success. I'm going to sell this so it's not that important what kind of overall like outcome in Ped value, like fullness it is, because I'm not hunting with this. I'm just using them for skilling. And this is that crappy success rate, you guys. But we are getting most of the materials back. And if you look, the amount of materials that go into this is an extraordinarily low amount. You get this with your daily hunt anyway. And so that's always kind of nice. Now we'll go on and we'll move to the texture one. For the not texture, for the tailoring one. For the tailoring one, we're going to be crafting this shirt right here. If you look, we need the dire weed floxen, some animal hide, and some sweat. So that's pretty easy to have on hand, to be honest. Oh, we already succeeded. See, that's what happens when you don't realize you already succeeded. So we'll click out of that real quick. I'm going to go and collect those immediately. And as you can tell, we got 12.2 something points of the tailoring. I don't know why we don't have this up right now. And on the weapon manufacturing, we got a little bit less. I have a little bit higher of a weapon manufacturing skill. Within 24 hours, we'll be able to repeat that mission, in which I will be repeating that mission every day while we're on the planet. Now, what we're going to be using and running to generate blueprints today is I'm going to be running a Kaldon texture run. Let me get that. Throw this over here. I'm going to take one of those. I want to make sure we're clear on blueprints. It looks like we are. And we'll find out what kind of blueprints we get from this. On some planets on texture runs, you only actually will get texture blueprints. On some planets, it seems to be a little more diversified. So this is a 100% or a 100 quality rating blueprint. As a texture engineer, I don't remember exactly the level. Material constructor. So we are qualified to pump it out. Um, Usually the textures, blueprints, I'm going to be honest, they pump out a lot of good blueprints. Now on some planets, some of the texture blueprints aren't impressive. I would expect this on this Kaldon one to fill up a little bit. I really like it. One of the other ones I like is just the basic leather texture blueprint. I will likely be saving up enough for the synthetic leather blueprint. This is the base synthetic leather blueprint for this planet in materials and stuff like that. And a bunch of other blueprints on top of that. And so let's get this going. Let's see what we get. Like always, while it's going, I'm going to make my face disappear so I'm not just sitting here. I will be here though. I'll discuss any blueprint that pops. I will also go over it at the end. This is going to be up so you can see the value of what we're getting. This is going to be up. Um, yeah, kind of let you guys see some stuff going on, but in all honesty, you well, it has a rudimentary value, I guess. And so I'm gonna get this going. This is 1,500 clicks. We will take the statistics at the end, but they're kind of irrelevant. Um, we're really more or less focused on what blueprints we produce. So cross your fingers. Let's hope for some good stuff. I hope you guys are also having an amazing day, and I'm gonna get this started. By the way, 1,500 clicky clicks is almost 2 hours, if you guys are wondering. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how this does not make sense. Oh no, the jellyworms on this planet. Never mind. Holy crap. So there's a jelly blueprint that comes off of Tulin. And for a second, I thought I popped the Tulin one. So I don't believe I have this. Obviously, it's not that expensive to acquire. But let's see, Turillian book. And I'm going to leave it out so we know what we got. Jelly, right? For sure, no, I did not have that yet. This one's cool though. I haven't ran a lot of these, so we're gonna have to run the crap out of a bunch of these too, guys. As you can tell, I do have some of this stuff already grabbed. Look at this crap. We need this. I don't know anything about this Osprey launchers, but we're after these for sure. Just so you guys know, this is some stuff we're after. I don't have this one either. And we're after all the Imperium Noble stuff too. See, look at, we're empty on all this stuff up here. Oh, I lied. A molten golem? I would want that for some reason. Okay, so obviously you can see we have a lot of blueprints to still break down and get on this planet. This is where we had the most probably. Look at this big emptiness. Yeah, I would say we have a whole bunch of stuff to get in this planet. Okay, so a Paneleon blueprint. I actually don't know if I have that or not, to be honest. And so let's look. Trillion blueprints. Oh, for sure, no. So we got two that I did not have already. So this has gone pretty good. Also, we passed the 500 mark. That means we're 1/3 of the way there. So let's hope we get another about 4 or so blueprints at least. So this swamp lord. Hey, how you doing, Bella? So I don't know if I had the swamp lurker one yet. So we'll find out real quick. This is a Trillion blueprint. Oh, I already have this. So I'll load this into the auction. Ouch. Yeah, your up and down is insane, honestly. But you hunt some serious stuff, and so. But I hope it flips around for you tomorrow and that you're just slaughtering. That could happen always, right? Just when you do well, you do like real well. When anybody hunts something like that, I mean, like, it seems like the bigger stuff you nail, the more the boom is when you actually do well. Yeah, I feel the same way on, well, on a whole bunch of this stuff. Like, anytime I make a decision outside of where I'm, like, firmly good at, um, I feel that there's definitely a huge cost. And then sometimes I'll do something that's really expensive and it works out great and I end up thinking, oh, well, this is awesome. And then sometimes not so well and I get slaughtered. And so that's the nature of this game. At this point, though, I think for blueprint wise, we're doing well with this. The Kaldon's pretty actually a cheap blueprint to run. I got 2 new blueprints. I mean, they don't have massive value, but I'll use them to actually run stuff because I'm planning on being on Cyrene for a good amount of time. And then we have this one, which I already have this. I'm going to look at what they all look like at the end too, though. Especially since we're at the halfway point right here. And so who knows what possibly could get popped. Here's what I'm going to say, though. I noticed, let me find this. Is this the one, the book it's in? Look at this. And I could be in the wrong book, you guys. I'm in the wrong book. Maybe. Hold on. Wrong book. I'm going to show you guys this and y'all. Maybe it's the Cyrene book. There's so many books in this game, right? Okay. Bandit's Arc. Okay. So I'm wrong on that book too. It is one of these books, and you guys will see what I'm talking about. Although, synthetic volcanic leather, I need that. I don't even know what that looks like. What are we looking at? So we have a whole bunch of crap we have to do on this planet. That's Tulian tailoring. Has to be an Imperium book, you guys. Okay, look at this. Do you ever have one of those days where you're trying to find which book something's in? I know it's not that. We already checked that, right? Is it this? I'm just confused. It is. Okay, so here's something I have not seen. See these 2 launchers? I have no idea what the crap those are. So, one of the goals, actually, we have so many goals. So a bunch of this other stuff I'd like to get, but these 2 launchers specifically, I need to know what that's about. So we want those. Blueprints, I'm talking. On this common, I don't care about it. But this noble stuff I do care about. So I've already got some of this noble set somewhere in a different book, I guess. Who knows which book? So many books, so much stuff to do. Imperial Noble. So I'm going to let you know that these are going to be expensive to produce because they take a basic targeting chip in each one of them. You guys all see that? But it indicates that this has an effect. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I have the Noble shoes and I have the Noble shirt right now. Okay? So we're going to need the Noble pants. Well, it's somewhere in here. Basically, we're going to try to fill up these books. I mean, not all the way, but about till tier 5-ish zone. And so that's kind of the other reason why I brought so many gizmos and widgets with us. Because a lot of it's going to be running off of the weapon techno gizmos. I plan on running a run of each techno gizmo that's a weapon gizmo up to 5. And then I'm going to get the gesture runs done too. And so sometime real soon we'll run a run of gestures. That should pop some blueprints. Um, Gestures pop a good amount of blueprints actually. If you ever look at the gesture blueprint book, like, hey, what does this pop? It's insane. It's a massive list. And it's not an accurate list because so much new crap has been added. And so I don't actually know what it all pops. And so that'll be exciting. I'm hoping that we can get a unique, something that nobody else has, right? Tier 5 weapon blueprint. I don't even care technically if I can use it. I more or less care, well, the blueprint I care about. So here's a crystal pad. That'll be good. I don't know, I might have this one. Let's check. What was crystal pad? Trillion? Does it not feel like a lot of these blueprints are coming out of the Trillion book? Oh, I already have that. I'm gonna load this into the thing. We'll look at them after. So I already have these two. Anything I already have, I will just load into the auction house to where you guys can buy it out really cheap. By the way, this is the blueprint you use to do the mission to get the armor skills. Crack shells, star ingots, blah blah blah. Not really complicated. But if you're trying to do the armor missions instead of like, you know, how I'm doing the manufacture weapon and the tailoring missions, the armor mission is actually pretty easy to get the stuff to do too. I just am not an armorer, so I've kind of played around with this, but I didn't push it. And so, but I'll bet if you did do a big run on that, that would pop some really interesting stuff. I'm not an armorer. Okay, so we passed the 2/3 mark. We're doing pretty good on blueprint production. I kind of thought we'd be doing a little bit better, but we did get two that I don't have and two that I'll be able to load into the auction house, so that's not bad. So let's cross our fingers for the final 500. Hope you guys are having a great day though. And so, but this looks good. So we're on the final 300 clicky clicks. I would hope that we'd at least get one more blueprint. So far, we've got a really good spread of Cyrene textures, and so these two will go into the auction house because I already have them. This I did not have, and this I didn't have. We'll check them out at the end of the run just to see what they actually look like and stuff. I have officially stretched for you, Miss Bella, or Bella, and so stretching has happened. Okay, here's the official. I did stretch. I actually could do a yoga stretch probably, but who knows, right? Um, let's look at this stuff. Honestly, I'm super excited about Cyrene. So, most people don't realize there's absolutely a ridiculous amount of blueprints here on Cyrene, and most people actually aren't crafting most of them. And so, I think everybody has seen this Osprey um, LRS1X1. I hunt with it. It's an excellent weapon. This is the pistol version of it. It's not seen as much. I honestly don't know about this Osprey Ying X1X1 at all, um, or the Osprey Con. And so these two right here, I know nothing about. I want them. So if we can get these blueprints pop while we're here, that's the definite goal. But besides that, I'll show you where we want to get up into. I would like to pop some tier 5 stuff, but actual tier 5 weapons. So I brought a lot of gizmos, and so the plan is that we'll do the weapon techno gizmo runs like we did back on Calypso, but I'll do them higher. Like we'll do the weapon gizmo 1, weapon gizmo 2, weapon gizmo 3, weapon gizmo 4, and all the way up to weapon gizmo 5 run. I'm not qualified to really successfully be running a weapon gizmo 6 run. The gizmos are a generic thing. And so if somebody was going to be wanting to run the attachment gizmo or the armor gizmo or the weapon gizmo, um, I will have at the end of the run, obviously, a significant amount of gizmo 6s or gizmo 5s. Gizmo 5s in which somebody could use if they wanted to. I mean, I would have to sell them to them, but in all honesty, once we get to 6, it's pretty dead ended at that. I'm not going to be able to sit there and hold that many gizmos in a on a one day. I'm going to be able to run a run on that. And so I would rather see them go to somebody that's going to attempt to pop a tier 6 or above blueprint. And I don't really care what that is. I mean, it could be an attachment crafter, armor crafter. It's just the other option is that they'll end up getting terminaled out because it'll be a considerable amount of ped, and it won't make sense to just let set in a storage, which does happen. So here's what I'm gonna have to say. If you guys noticed, I've got a good mixture of skills. That not an accurate showing, but we should have got a good amount of tailoring, some material construction, some carpentry, and stuff like that. And so that's what a lot of people don't realize, that these texture blueprints, they actually, a lot of them give a pretty diverse amount of basic skills if you were trying to build up to basically be a furniture crafter or anything else. And so I think they're epic. We're also almost done. We're at less than 200 clicky clicks. There are a lot of textures. Look at this. Oh well, that's Tulian. Sorry guys. We kicked the crap out of Tulian. We did really well there. Let's find this. I'm gonna look at this Redux. I don't actually know the blueprints in and out yet. So there's a bunch of synthetic, right? You see this? So I got this base synthetic texture. I plan on doing runs of this, but do you notice how it's lesser claws? So I'm gonna have to be hunting the crap out of those little crabs. I actually think those crabs are cool anyway to hunt. Normally people use those lesser claws from the crabs to be able to do the what is it called? It's basically the same mission as it's a daily mission to get armor or skill basically. And so they're valuable. They have a really good markup. Honestly, when something has a great markup, I prefer to sell it in auction and take the money. But sometimes the stuff you want to pop blueprints off of, literally only comes from certain places. So at that point, you have to weigh what you're willing to do. So I will be having to hunt some crabs. I'm gonna have to hunt the crap out of a whole bunch of robots because I need a bunch of basic targeting chips. And those are going to be used so we can figure out what the crap the deal is with that Cyrene noble clothing. Now, I'll show you this. This is what I want to know. See if I got the right one. And I'll show you it after we're done so it can be shown better a little bit. So here's this Imperial Noble, right? See how it takes a basic chip? So if you read the description, it says it applies a calming effect to the user. And so does the shoe description, right? Um, and I'll show you it after. So what I'm kind of wondering is if we can get this whole Imperial Noble set, right? So that means the pants are left, I think is all. Check. Yeah, the pants are left. So we need to get the pants. I would like to see what's up with that. Just saying. I don't actually know it does anything. But it indicates like it does. So you would think, hey, does it do something? Who knows? I never know this stuff until we do it, you know? But can you imagine if it does have an effect? And I'm not saying it does, so let's not get some kind of fake rumor going on. But wait till you look at it, read up the stuff, then you'll be like, I'm not sure. I do hope it does. If they had a bunch of clothing with more effects, it would be nice. I'm not even a tailor, and I'm for him doing that. I mean, we're going to work our tailor up a little bit, though, just for fun. Because we're on this planet anyway. Like, honestly, if you're on Cyrene, just if you look at the value of the tailor skill alone, it's almost worth doing the daily tailor skill. And that might not even just be an almost, it might just be a flat, it's worth doing the daily tailor skill. I'm not telling you guys to come fly over here, do it, and chip it out. But Tailor is actually really marked up. It's not a cheap skill to buy. And I'm getting, what, 12 points a day. We'll have at least 300 something points by the time an entire month flows through. And so, and I'm going to do a bunch more than just a month on Cyrene. So, if you guys don't know, Cyrene is freaking epic. Like, if you come here with a plan, it's an absolutely good planet. Especially if you're like stacked on mutant hunting and robot hunting. And I kind of think, and there's some good animals to hunt, so I'm not dissing the animals. But some of the robots, right, on Cyrene are ridiculous. So the little security scout bots, they're like level 6 or 7 and stuff like that. They can drop basic targeting chips. I'll show you where that is real quick. So up in this area, like probably right here to be honest, there's some little robots that are excellent to hunt. And then over here somewhere on the coast or something, you've got spider robots, and it might be over here. I'd have to go check. I haven't hunted spider robots for a little bit. But spider robots will drop insane crap. I mean, like, they're a solid. And so, and then there's a lot of fun stuff to hunt down in here and stuff. You've got your big old bots down here, the little, I don't remember what they're called, but they're fun to hunt. They used to drop more materials though. Like there used to be, and let me see if it's still here. So this map at one point was different, and there was this place called Miners Island, and I don't know where maybe it still exists. No. So there was an area called Miners Island at one point. Yeah, see, now this is not an island. And it used to be an excellent point. Now, back when it was Miners Island, you could actually kill the robots there, and they would drop a pretty good mix of the materials from this planet. in which I think they might still kind of drop some stuff, but not the same at all. It used to be like the equivalent of like you could go there and just stock up on stuff and kill robots while you're doing it. So I feel that Cyrene still predominantly has some excellent robot hunting and some pretty big mutants, to be honest. And so, plus the dailies are simple dailies; they're not like long. You can get in on Cyrene and run the dailies fast as crap, usually. Like, there's like a couple kill 200s or some stuff like that. Now, on the other hand, the epic missions on Cyrene, like that, there's an epic weapon mission, insane long to do. Or even like the In Hammer We Trust, which I thought was a really good mission. That's not a fast mission. That's a like, seriously, you gotta kill a bunch of crap for that mission. And so, I think that's the case with most of the Cyrene stuff, is it's pretty serious level. And in all honesty, even like this daily and stuff like that that I did earlier with the manufacture weapons and the Tailor skill and stuff, you're better off before coming here for like finishing up skills like the armor daily and stuff like that. If you do that whole path of power thing where you go work on a mothership, go to Monria and do so many days on Monria, go to Talon or Tolan, do so many days on Tolan, I absolutely think that helps you not get slaughtered as much. Because that'll let you get all your engineering crap up, you'll get your blueprint comp up, and then on top of that, then you get your machinery up. And if you're end item crafting, you have to have machinery. Like, it's not an option to be missing that component. You'll get slaughtered. Or you won't be profitable, at least. Maybe not slaughtered. But all that stuff comes into play. I think that they should have gave us another blueprint on this, right? We have 60 clicky clicks left. I really felt that they were going to give us stronger blueprints than this. I think most of the blueprints we got in the early part. Brutal, brutal theme. And I'm really excited to see what we get when we run the leather, the generic leather blueprint. That's actually the one that I found consistently on most planets does the best. For just blueprint popping like crazy. Seriously. Like, and it's cheap. If you think about it, and I'll show you what I'm talking about on that too. We'll look over this because I want to basically cover a bunch of these books. We like the weapons especially those two launchers. Like the fact that Cyrene has explosive projectile launchers and stuff like that is pretty significant. I've never even seen them in an auction. And so I'm pretty sure if we can get that blueprint and it's not ridiculous to craft, that we have a really good item to sell. And that's what I would expect. And so, on top of that, I'd like to get like a tier 4 or tier 5 sword of some kind that's reasonable to craft. Because I'd like to have something fancy for our little shop up in Crystal Palace. But in all honesty, I've never seen a tier 3, 4, or 5 Cyrene weapon at this point. And so, let's get it where we have one, right? I mean, even if I can't use it, I'll put it for sale. So it won't matter. And then I do want to knock out a bunch of big hunts too, but first let's generate some blueprints. Find out what we have, what we're going to need to hunt. Because at the end of the day, we're going to be wanting to hunt to craft, not just randomly hunt. And so, and man, are we stacking up some stuff to be able to do some runs. So at this point, we have multiple goals. Complete the Imperium Noble clothing outfit. Get all the blueprints for that. They should make a hat for that too, honestly. It's okay, I have a hat that'll match it, but I just think that should be a full set somehow. And I want it to have powers. I'll show you it. It makes it sound like it's going to have powers, kind of. But who knows? Like, but it takes a targeting chip. So that's like not a joke to make. Like, we're not going to just pump those out for sure. Okay, we're coming in there. Slowly gaining some carpentry. I don't really do carpentry. I mean, like, obviously that's because of other scores, by the way. But maybe one day, if that gets to 1,000, maybe we look at doing some carpentry. You know, who knows? So the statistics on this, I'm going to look at them, but they're kind of irrelevant because we're basically just trying to get blueprints. And so I already have these two. These two are brand new. We'll look at them before I drop them into the thing. I'm going to drop these into the auction house. I will put them in at 1 ped, by the way, like for a buyout. So if you're on and you're paying attention and you need those, you're going to want to grab those. When I do the basic leather run, it'll likely be that we'll get more even. And so you definitely, if you're interested in those kind of blueprints, going to want to pay attention. Let's look at statistics and all that crap. See, those aren't bad. Look at stats. I honestly have no idea what this costs to run. So like that's the problem with I don't know. I'll get you one. I'm sure I can find you one. So let's look at this real quick. Because there's some amazing textures. Textures are actually, and this is one of the reasons I argue that every vehicle should be texturable. So for one, somebody was hunting plastic stuff the other day, and there's a lot of plastic ones. Let's look at this jelly. Okay. Seriously, the generic leather is easy as crap to skill on. So I just got this one. I've never actually seen this on something. It only takes 10 to 13th level. Do you believe that? This probably would look like cool on a vehicle, but it's not going to look amazing on clothing probably. What is this? Paneleon? Boom. Oh, this is going to be furry. Look at that. So that might look cool as a sweater and stuff. Not going to look great on a vehicle. Swamp. Okay, now this looks good. Look at this. And I already have one, so I'm going to put this in. So I'm not qualified yet, but I think that that's actually pretty cool looking. I mean, I don't think swamp lurkers look like that necessarily for sure. What is this? Crystal Ped. This is going to look cool. So I've already got some of these crystal ones, but I did not have this. And I honestly thought that this, oh, I did have this. Okay. I thought this was going to look a little bit more unique. Oh, so I also used the knee sight to just skill. The knee sight one is easy as crap to skill on, just to be honest. And then I'm going to show you what I'm talking about on this weird clothing situation. So if you go to the Noble clothing line, right? And you look at this, this takes basic targeting chips and stuff like that. This is why I'm wondering about a full set. And I don't have the full thing, right? But the Noble in Janus actually have microchips in their clothing that helps them alleviate stress and causing a soothing aura, right? So what's up with that? Now look at this. This is the shirt part of it. And this is why I want to get the full set. And I'm not saying that it actually does something, right? Because I don't know. I've never actually seen. But now this is this part, right? And it says the same thing. And so the problem is that this is not going to be cheap to run. So I'm going to have to go and kill a bunch of robots. We're going to need some basic targeting chips. That shouldn't be an issue. And so probably the next stream I do, we're going to be focusing on shooting robots to try to get enough of this. I am going to attempt to get this blueprint, um, the whole set for sure. And then the other thing that I definitely want to get, in which I didn't know about this, and this kind of blows my mind because I haven't seen it, right? This, there's Osprey launchers. I'm going to tell you guys, that is absolutely cool. I want some other stuff too, but at the end of the day, we're here for weapon blueprints, and that's why we have all this stuff. And so I did come prepared to do very large runs of weapon tech gizmos. Um, we should be able to actually really, really hook it up to where we have a better idea of what kind of blueprints are actually available on this planet. I'm pretty sure we had these. Yeah. So I'm going to make these available for one ped for buyout. Um, that'll make it where if you do need this, you can grab this blueprint. I like kind of making sure everybody can help. That way, also more people are breaking blueprints, and that kind of advances everything a little faster. And so, of course, I will be back to do more crafting and stuff. Look at that. That's a cool outfit. Let's scan this dude. That is a cool outfit, though. Pegasus. Honestly, I hadn't seen that. Those are good stats, too. But that Pegasus armor is cool. And robot alloy armor plating. What is this? Do you guys know about this? Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. Let's look at the Pegasus armor, too. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh, that's not bad at all. This is really good robot armor. Okay. So, if you guys are looking for Pegasus armor, I'm not sure how much this is. Let's look. Oh, there's no info on it. Sorry, you guys. I can't even tell you. No info on that. And he vanished. Or maybe that's him. That's him. He switched armors. We already saw it. We already know. Well, I'm going to make sure to find another person doing Entropia real quick before I'm out of here. I do want to thank you guys for hanging out and everything, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. It looks like we do have the Great Adventure up right here. And boom. Thank you guys. Peace and very best wishes.